All right, let's dive into one of evolution's most fascinating illusions. It's a story that kicks off with a simple question about an animal called a bearcat, but it ends up taking us on a 50 million year journey through a truly wild family history. We're talking mistaken identity, absolute giants, and some incredible survivors. So, first things first, take a look at this guy. This is the bearcat, or as it's officially known, a binturong. And you can immediately see the problem, right? It's got that shaggy fur and the kind of slow, heavy walk of a small bear. But then you look at its face, and those long whiskers and the shape of its head just scream cat. So, what in the world is it?
Okay, and here's where we clear things up. The bearcat, well, it's not a bear, and it's not a cat either. It actually belongs to a totally different group of cat-like carnivores, the same family as civets and mongoose. And get this, it has a secret weapon that neither bears nor most cats have, a prehensile tail. It can literally use it like a fifth arm for climbing through the trees.
To really solve this mystery, we've got to go back in time. And I mean way, way back. We're going to a point when the ancestors of every single modern carnivore, we're talking everything from lions to your Labrador retriever to a massive grizzly bear, were all part of one big, messy family. And here they are. Everybody meet the Miacids. These little, ancient, tree-dwelling critters are basically patient zero for our entire story. Every carnivore walking the earth today, from that bearcat we just saw to the biggest polar bear, can trace its family tree right back to this group. Now, this timeline shows us the single most important moment. Right around 42 million years ago, the carnivore family tree hit a massive fork in the road and split right in two. And that one single event created the two completely different evolutionary paths that led to all the amazing predators we see in the world today. So on one path, you've got the Feliformia, which basically means the cat-like animals. This is where we find our house cats, lions, hyenas, and yep, there it is, the Binturong. But on the other path, you have the Caniformia, the dog-like animals, and this is the branch that gave us dogs, seals, raccoons, and the real stars of our show, the true bears. Okay, so let's follow that Caniformia branch and see how the very first true bears came to be. And here's a little spoiler for you. They started out looking like something you would probably never ever guess was a bear. So get this, the very first animals we can actually call bears, like this little guy Perictus, were nothing like the giants we picture. They were small, like raccoon-sized. And even weirder, some of them, like Alcyon, had features that suggest they spent a lot of time in the water, which, believe it or not, perfectly matches modern DNA that shows the closest living relatives to bears are actually seals and sea lions. But, evolution doesn't tend to sit still. From those small, almost raccoon-like beginnings, there was this incredible explosion of diversity. Nature started to experiment, and those experiments created some of the most powerful predators to ever walk the face of the earth. First up, you had the dog bears, and yeah, they were pretty much as cool as they sound. This was this incredible group that essentially traded the classic flat-footed bear waddle for the legs of a wolf. They were built for speed, becoming these amazing pursuit predators that just completely dominated the landscape back in their day. And that experiment with body shape led to another major theme in bear evolution: getting absolutely enormous. And what's so incredible is that this wasn't a one-off thing. It happened independently on two different continents at around the same time. It's a perfect example of what scientists call convergent evolution. I mean, just try to picture this. During the Ice Age in North America, you had Arctodus simus, the giant short-faced bear. This was a terrifying predator that could stand 12 feet tall. But then, its cousin down in South America, Arctotherium, somehow managed to take size to a whole new, almost unbelievable level. Let this number sink in for a minute. 3,500 pounds. That's over 1.5 metric tons. Paleontologists estimate that's how much Arctotherium could have weighed. This makes it not just the largest bear to have ever lived, but the largest meat-eating land mammal known to have ever existed, period. But of course, as we know, eras end. The giant running bears, the specialized cave bears, and these incredible mega bears all eventually went extinct. Today, after millions of years of evolution, only 8 species of bear survive, and each one is a living, breathing chapter of this epic family saga. And here they are. These are the survivors, the last 8 species standing. They are the sole inheritors of this vast, dramatic evolutionary history. And they represent this incredible range of adaptations, from the jungles of Southeast Asia right up to the Arctic ice.
And even among the survivors today, the size difference is just mind-blowing. On one end, you have the sun bear, the smallest of the family, sometimes weighing as little as 60 pounds. Then you go all the way to the other end of the scale to the massive polar bear, which is the largest living land carnivore on the entire planet.
You know, if you ever need an example of just how adaptable bears are, look no further than the brown bear. It's just one species. In Alaska, the Kodiak subspecies can get big enough to rival a polar bear. But then, in the Gobi Desert of Mongolia, you have a tiny, critically endangered population of gobi bears, fewer than 40 of them left, somehow surviving in one of the most hostile environments on Earth. It's just amazing. So, what a ride, huh? From a case of mistaken identity with the Bearcat, through an age of unbelievable giants, all the way to the 8 remarkable survivors we have today. After a 50-million-year journey of constant adaptation in a changing world, it really makes you wonder, what's the next chapter for this incredible, resilient family going to look like?